Good morning, ASAP. My name is Jessica Peterson, and earlier I spoke with Aviana, and she accepted this video on your behalf. And I'm super excited she did because today I'm going to go over 3 tips you can start applying right away, and it is going to help you guys out a lot. And I know it will because I have tested it out. We have used and applied these exact same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies throughout the United States, and it's made a huge impact. And I'm not just talking a couple extra jobs, I'm talking about goals achieved, okay? Huge difference. And you're probably wondering why I do this video or what's in it for me, and that really is a fair question. So, to be honest with you, I actually am very passionate about what it is that you guys do. You guys are out there every single day helping people, helping your community, and helping people get their lives back. And for me, that is huge. So if I'm able to just produce these short videos for you guys with just a few tips that you can actually start using right away, and you can get those more jobs, hit those goals, and be able to help more people, then it's worth it. And so you can either take this information, run with it, apply it on your own, or you could choose to partner with us to get help getting there and achieving those goals. Either way, as long as you're applying these strategies, it's going to make a huge difference, okay? So today we're talking about content, citations, and backlinks. So you guys do have a nice looking website, but unfortunately Google doesn't really care about what it looks like. It cares what's on it. Okay, so it's all about content. Content is key, and we need a lot of content. Content can be in the form of images. Let's see. This one saved as damage restoration contractors, Los Angeles. So yeah, I guess that is a decent keyword. It's probably not one of your big money keywords, but you want to make sure that all images throughout your entire website, all the images are saved as your local keywords, as well as the alt text for those local keywords. Because 99% of the time when people are searching for help, they're not going to know who you are, so they're not going to search your business name. They're going to search those local keywords. So all of your content needs to be around those local keywords. I've noticed on this page we're kind of going back and forth between Los Angeles and Encino, and we really need to pick one and focus on that for the homepage and all of your service pages. But then you can have separate service area pages that focuses on each specific community for those services. Otherwise, it's really kind of confusing for Google. So we need a lot of content here, like I said, built around those local keywords. So Google sends crawlers to your website, which are like little mini robots. And so they're searching through all of this content here, all of this, and trying to read all of the information, all of the text, images, to try and understand who you guys are. What do you guys offer? Where do you guys offer these services at? So if your website content is not built around that, it's not really discussing that, there's not really a good local keyword focus, Google can't possibly send you any customers because they don't understand you well enough. So it's really important that your website have a ton of content. Now you do have a good amount of content on your homepage, which is awesome. We want you to have at least 1,500 words of content or more built around those local keywords, not just generic information, okay? Local keywords. And there's multiple variations of keywords because people search differently. So whether you're doing Los Angeles water damage Los Angeles water damage restoration, water damage repair Los Angeles, all of those variations, you want to capitalize on that. We want your homepage to have at least 1,500 words or more. And if your competition has 1,500 words, you need to do better. So you need to have more content. You're going to need to shoot for at least 1,800, okay? So we always have to do better. Now, if we look at the #1 ranking water damage in Los Angeles, we actually have Surf Pro, and yes, they are a franchise, but yes, these guys are super beatable, guys. You don't have to compete against the entire franchise, just specific locations, and they can only serve. I'm so sorry. They can only serve a handful of zip codes. You guys have a huge advantage actually because these guys get these generic pages that they're really not allowed to modify. They can't go after their own keyword strategy. They get what they get. And so you guys are able to do better. So you guys can come in here and write more content, better quality content, better images, etc., and really dial in that keyword strategy. And you guys should be able to beat these guys no problem, okay? And when we're talking content, it's not just the content on the website that matters, but the content that you're putting out throughout the entire internet, okay? Because Google's looking at everything to try and send you your customers. So your social profiles, your Google business profiles, if none of those really fine-tune your content and keyword strategy, then again, Google doesn't understand you enough to send you those customers. Now, we know when customers do a search, they'll do a search like this, and you want your business to be one of the first businesses that shows up. The higher you show up in the rankings, the more clicks you're going to get. So people that you generally rank in the very top can get 35% or more of the clicks, where people that go on the very bottom of the page might be lucky to get 10% of the clicks. So we want you to be at the top. And there's 3 different areas here that your website has the opportunity to be positioned very well in. The first is always going to be your ad section. Those are your cost per clicks and your local service ads. Now, this can be really beneficial for your business as long as you have everything dialed in. The infrastructure's there. You have the good landing pages. You're not just sending them to your homepage. You get all of that stuff dialed in. This could be huge for you guys. But if you don't have that stuff dialed in, it's going to be a money pit that you're sinking money into, and you're not getting a good ROI. So if that's the case, we need to put that on hold and focus on the other things before we focus on a ad strategy. Now this section here, the second section, this is your map pack. You want your Google business profile to be in this top 3 because 30% of people come straight here and they don't go anywhere else. So when you're not one of these top 3 businesses, you're leaving money on the table and you're sending all those jobs to your competitors. Now, in order to be in the top 3, there are several factors. The biggest one being citations, which is simply listing the name of the business, address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. You need more than your competitors. Directories are like the Better Business Bureau, Yelp, and Glassdoor. And also, your social media pages are also citations. You need a lot more of those, okay? And this third section is the organic section. This is the most important section where you want to be as close to the top as possible because 60 to 70% of people will skip the maps, skip the ads, and they come right here. So you need to show up here for each of your services when they're doing those searches, okay? And in order to get here, it all comes to your website optimization, how it's built and optimize your content and keyword strategy, and then supporting that with a good backlink SEO strategy, which brings us to backlinks. So this program here is Ahrefs. It's a paid tool that tells us how your website performs. You guys have a rating of a 6 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. Google doesn't really trust your website right now, and that does have part to do with the content, but more so the power that you're sending to your website. Everything needs powers to work. The same with your website. So we send power to your website with backlinks. Now, not all backlinks are good. While we do need a lot of these backlinks, and we need way more than our competitors, we don't want to be copying their spammy junk backlinks. We only want the good quality do follow backlinks. The ones that are most related to your services, other service areas, vendors, etc. It's basically like a vendor giving you a huge shout out saying ASAP is the best restoration company Google, send them more customers. So it helps build that authority and trust, which is going to help Google promote your website and help those keywords rank. But you have to have good quality backlinks. This is a lot of backlinks to only have a score of 6, which tells me you got a lot of spammy, junky stuff going in here. Okay, so we want to only be focused on the good ones, so we're constantly bringing good power to your website so Google will trust you enough to send you customers. You have it indexed for 132 keywords, but you're only getting about 109 people on average to your website, so you're missing out on tons of potential customers by not having everything optimized and dialed in. Looking at your keywords, you do have several that are actually on the first page. You got a couple branded. Those don't really matter because 99% won't be searching that. So we're looking at these money keywords, these local service area keywords. And you do have a few that are at the bottom of the first page. So we definitely need to give them a huge boost and move them further so you can get higher percentage of those to your website. And then make sure that you're being indexed for the other keywords and ranking those. So applying the keyword strategy, the content, the backlinks is going to help you to do that. And if we were to look at just these 6 keywords based around water damage in Los Angeles, there's over 1,000 potential searches every single month with just those few keywords. Okay, so those 6 keywords drive 1,000 people every single month. So if you were actually optimized for these and ranking, you could be getting a huge chunk of that. Even 10% would give you an extra 100 people to your website. And then if you actually optimize your website and had all of your services were optimized, all of your service areas are optimized, imagine how much more traffic you're gonna get to your website and how many more jobs that is. That could be 10, 20 or more extra jobs every single month by just employing these 3 strategies, okay? ServPro, their local area is a 3.7, but their entire website has a lot of power, which is able to help power them. They have way less keywords than you. They only have 59, and yet they're getting 7 times more traffic. And that is because they are ranking in the top for all of these big money keywords, okay? So it's really, really important that you apply these strategies. And when you do, you have a huge opportunity to be able to beat these guys. You have a huge opportunity not just to beat ServPro, but to dominate in your area. So you are more than welcome to take all this information, apply it yourself, and you can start that today. But at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty. This is what we do. We work specifically with restoration companies, just like you guys. And we can help you do that. So if you'd like to partner up or have more questions, feel free to reach out or by email or give us a call. We'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.